Hello, welcome to the TMC Newsroom. Thanks for watching. My name's Rich Tehrani, coming to you from Interrupt New York 2010. On our program is Bob Pritchard, who is the VP of the Americas at Clearswift. Hello, Bob.
Hi, Rich. Great to be here.
Well, great to have you here. We were just talking a moment ago off camera. So your global headquarters is in the UK and New Jersey is your US headquarters.
Absolutely. Yes, Mount Laurel, New Jersey in the US.
And why don't you give us a little overview of the company?
Sure. You know, one of the things that's very interesting about Clearswift is we're, in fact, one of the leaders in the email security space. We invented the whole category over a decade ago with a product called Minesweeper. Minesweeper has over 17,000 customers, and since that time, over a decade ago, we've continued to innovate at adding additional functionality, features, related products, and so today our focus is on both email and web security.
Now, as a percentage, how has the interest changed over the years? Is it the same, constant?
Yeah. No, that's a great question. You know, everything was all about email up to about 5 years ago, and then people caught on. Certainly the web was already emerging, but people weren't quite aware of all the threats via the web. And as the awareness of the threats and opportunities of the web have emerged, now we're seeing close to 50-50 mix between the demands from our prospect and customer base.
So your typical customer size is how big?
Well, that's the interesting thing about Clearswift. We're very dominant in the small to medium enterprise. We have thousands of those customers, but we also are dominant at the very high end. The largest banks in the Americas, as well as top government, intelligence, military, all the three-letter agencies in the United States are actually using our solution today for content security, which is an extension of email and web security.
So, Bob, if I was to give you the opportunity to just tell us in a bullet point fashion the reasons that customers buy your products and services. Just give me all the bullets of the reasons.
Right. Number one, in many cases we provide functionality that isn't available elsewhere. Clearswift provides the industry's best and most cost-effective data loss prevention capability. So DLP is very much an important topic in the enterprise today as well as in the government arena. And Clearswift is unparalleled in terms of its features and an ability to protect content, sensitive content, from leaving a network. So that's number one. Number two is frankly, we're a very cost-effective company in terms of the return on investment. Typically our products are price leaders in the small to medium enterprise, and we work very closely with channel partners, and so today we offer the greatest margins to channel partners in the industry, and so we're seeing a great resurgence of business coming our way. In fact, just this year, we're a profitable company, number one, but in the first half of this calendar year, our business has grown 40% over the previous year. Wow. So we're seeing a lot of momentum and a lot of excitement. So
some of the things that you do, and this is a question,
yes.
Malicious links, things like that, do you deal with those kinds of things?
Yeah, indeed. We cover a whole range of security threats. It certainly could be malicious links, but it's spam, viruses, trojans, malware, bots. And it's truly bi-directional. Sometimes people think about bad information coming in. We can prevent all of that. We can, if someone, for instance, Googles and brings back images that are inappropriate, we can stop that. Or trying to go to a website that they shouldn't, we can stop that. If an email comes in with something bad attached to it, we can stop that. But it's bi-directional. So Rich, if you were sending me an email and your administrators had set up a policy saying, if you were sending me information that referenced anything that had to do with earnings, we can, based upon a policy, a simple to establish policy, just encrypt that message so it couldn't be passed in the clear, it couldn't be eavesdropped on, it couldn't be shared inappropriately. So we provide security both inbound as well as outbound, and we think both are necessary for a modern enterprise.
So what do you do? I mean, this is a specific question, but it's so popular now that it's worth asking. URL shorteners like Bitly, or there's so many of them right now that I can't. Yeah. There's another real big one that's escaping me for whatever reason. Many people use them because of Twitter, but they've become popular now to use URL shorteners all over the place.
Yeah. There's considerable risks in that. However, our approach, we have databases of safe links, more risky links. We can categorize the risk. We can delegate much of that to an organization depending upon what they want their people to do. But we certainly protect in that kind of environment today, and we have over 10,000 customers doing that today. So that's That's built into the product. It's not an option, and that's just one of the many, literally dozens of potential vulnerabilities and threats that organizations could be facing that we just protect right on board with the solution.
Okay. Great. And the other one that I was thinking of was TinyURL.
Yeah,
and Google
that's
has its
what
own service.
Exactly.
I think Facebook has its own, and I think Twitter
Right.
has their own also.
No, that's an emerging thread, and that is something that we keep track of and manage on behalf of our customers.
And it's very important because people
absolutely.
They don't realize,
Yeah.
especially now with Twitter, everything is a hidden URL, and you expect it.
Yeah, and that's in a typical enterprise. That's critical. Another large part of our customer base is in government organizations and large banks that have incredibly sensitive mission-critical data that's being transferred around. We have unique capabilities there that are unmatched in the industry. So you could have a sensitive image. You could be a consumer electronic device manufacturer, and you don't want that image of that next generation device that we constantly hear about in the press being leaked. We can categorize that and prevent it from being leaked. So we can look at images, we can look at text, we can do text in 17 different languages. Military and intelligence organizations will also use us because for someone who's a bit more clever than that might take a sensitive piece of data or an image and put it into a Word doc and then put it into an Excel doc and then put it into a PDF. We can decompose those files. We can go 50 levels deep. We can check even if they've renamed the file to something other.
What if it's a password encrypted, like a zip file or something like that?
Yeah, we can manage that as well. Depending on, it all comes down to how the organization sets up the policy. So if they want things to be encrypted and to be decomposed in a zip file, so long as we have access to that sensitive information to decrypt, we can provide those capabilities as well.
Now, do companies ask you for help with setting up those policies, best practices, and can you do that?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. We sell both products and services. Certainly, our standard offering is 24/7 support, but we also provide professional services. Quite a bit of it is built in because of our focus on the small to medium enterprise. Our focus for those folks is to be able to give them the solution and have it be up and running literally in an hour.
Right.
But in a large government organization or a bank, it's very common that we'll come on site and talk about best practices and demonstrate all the different options and the pros and cons of each one.
Great.
Good.
Well, thank you so much for being on the program.
Thanks, Rich. I appreciate it.
Good
Thanks
luck.
for your time. Take care.